Hello and welcome to Pod Save the Queen, the show here on the All Nerds Network where I talk about British TV shows. Yes, me and only me. Um, and so let's start with the BBC comedy that airs on BBC Three called Crims. Now, if you watched yesterday's comic book podcast, the All Nerd 616, I talked a little bit about this, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of the synopsis of the show. The show follows two friends, and I use the quotes because it seems like they're a little bit more reluctant friends. Luke is basically the straight man who never does any wrong, and Jason just seems to cause trouble all the time, but he doesn't realize he's doing it. They bill him on the website, on the BBC website, as lovably idiotic, and it's true. It comes across. And after Jason robs a store and uses Luke as the getaway driver without Luke's knowledge, they end up in jail, and the hilarity ensues. Yeah, I'm mixed on this show because there are times where it's like especially with the first episode, it's like really like there's some very cliched stuff in it. But on the other side of it, it's still really funny. With a lot of the other things, the acting is great. There's not really anyone in here that I've recognized from any other British shows, which is a good thing. But it's basically just a different take on like a crime comedy. It has a little bit of like a Peep Show vibe, like with how they interact with each other. Like the two leads on Peep Show, Jeremy and Mark, are a little bit like Luke and Jason. But so I think I'll keep on watching it though at the same time because of the fact that I don't know, it's an interesting show for me. I mean, but it just hasn't fully won me over. I'm like, oh yes, it should air on BBC America, so everyone here in America can watch it. It's a good show. The next one is a movie that I saw on Channel 4 called Cyberbully. Now, this stars Maisie Williams, who's Arya Stark on Game of Thrones, and they bill it as a thriller, and there are some thrilling moments. There are some suspenseful moments in there. I mentioned this too, but the unique twist on this is that everything happens in real time. It's an hour and 2 minutes long, and when you're watching this, it's basically boom, hit the clock, and it's going to go an hour, basically. And oh my gosh, this movie, I'm like, I never was a cyberbully before, but it just makes me want to go, yeah, no, if you're a cyberbully, cut that out, sort of deal. Maisie Williams is basically the only one that you see on camera. You hear the girl's dad. I don't know why I'm using air quotes, but you hear the girl's dad. There's or like Skype between her best friend and then this guy who's like who they call a hacker and all that. But it's basically like a really, like, I'm enjoying this with how it's with how this is done and stuff. I mean, it seems right, like right to air now because of everything that's going on in our culture. The next one is one I actually found yesterday when I realized, hey, I can watch this stuff off of the network Dave, and that is Dara O'Brien's School of Hard Sums. Now, this one is basically Briain versus Brawn, as he says in the opening thing, with where he uses his maths knowledge, and I'm using the British term here with maths instead of math, like us Americans will say, to figure out problems. And he has fellow comedians who will just sit there and like work it out, but not really know the math formulas to it. But it's still, it's a great, this is like one of those shows where I'm like, all right, this could be on net. It's similar, very similar to Nat Geo's 8 out of 10 Quacks, I think was what it was called, or Quacks Don't Echo. That's the name of it. Where you have, where it is very funny, but you are learning at the same time. It's really just, gosh, I enjoyed the show, and I'm started on season 3 or series 3, and I want to go back and watch series 1 and series 2, but Dave doesn't allow that or whatever. So I'm like, oh, darn. But it's really fun, and you're learning. I'm like, holy crap, I'm learning, and it's fun. Imagine that. Then finally, the other show that I want to talk about is a show that I just recently got involved in, and I think I talked about this in the last episode, and that is The Last Leg. And this is a weekly satirical comedy news show starring Adam Hills, Alex Brooker, and Josh Whitcomb. All of them are stand-up comedians who are really popular in Britain. Adam Hills is from Australia, so he's also really popular in Australia as well. And this is a show that where it is hard for me to review exactly because it's about current events. I find myself agreeing with Adam Hills a lot, and because he'll get on a rant, and I'm like, yeah, I feel that same way. Like, and it's hard because they started the year, and I'm talking, and after the Last Leg of the Year episode, but they started the year talking about the Charlie Hebdo stuff. And so it's like, oh, right, yeah, news show that does stuff based off the news. Let's just get right into the hard stuff here, like in the news world. And so but the way they do it, it's really, like, it's really entertaining because they will make fun of each other. Like Josh Whitcomb has done numerous times to Alex Brooker, and all this stuff, but it's just like, all right, we're gonna go there. Like, Dara Briain was on 2 weeks ago episode, and they're like, I don't really want to talk about this. Like, I don't like clowns, because Adam Hills brought up clowns in his little thing that led up to it. And Alex Brooker or Josh Whitcomb's like, I don't like clowns. I just want to punch them in their nose. And so Adam Hills acknowledged it and goes, and we're just gonna go. When you punch it, just goes sort of deal. And then Dara Briain took that on later, like, yeah, I want to step on their toes and just punch them like one of them knockdown toys where you just and just keep it up, because people, you know, a lot of people think clowns are scary. But this week they talked about the Cadbury Cream Egg event thing with Alan Davies. I think Alan Davis or Davies, one of the two. I'm blanking on it. Who's on QI and has his own show on Dave, which I'll probably be talking about next time. And they had Alan try the Cadbury Cream Eggs because, and if you don't know about it, they changed the formula inside for the cream, and I think they also changed the chocolate, or it was either the chocolate formula, like they don't use dairy anymore in there, and they sell them in 5 packs instead of 6, which I don't really eat Cadbury Cream Eggs. I don't mind Cadbury Cream Eggs, but it's just like, I'm not like, ooh, Cadbury Cream Eggs, yay! It's just, hey, buy this at the time. And so there was a funny moment where they had Alan Davies try, like, can you figure out which one's the old formula, which one's the new formula? They're like, well, this one's not, but it's in the first one. Well, this one's not running, so it must be this one. The one that wasn't running was the old formula, because it was 6 months old. Don't know how they found it, but hey, there you go. But yeah, it's really entertaining. It's right up there with Mock the Week for me, with like where I will hear about British news, or sometimes their views on American news, which it makes me upset because freaking Fox News is giving them all the ammo, and I'm like, I'm hoping British people watch this and realize that there are other news networks, that not everyone in America is like Fox News. Because it's just so makes me want to go, no, no, no. Makes me want to move to UK or something like that, to be honest, because it's like I don't not associate myself as American. I'm Canadian, eh? Sort of deal. And check off the bad Canadian accent joke. So that is all for this episode of Pod Save the Queen. Episode School of Hard Sums, Cyberbully, Last Leg, all that. Let me know what you think. What I should be watching next on Channel 4, BBC, or Dave, or maybe I can watch the other networks. But let me know what I should be watching. Actually, because I've heard that it was on, I will probably be talking about Broadchurch next, series 2, because frick, I love that show, and Grace Point was a disgrace. Sorry, I had to say it. But you can follow us on Twitter at ElseNerds. You can follow us at you can subscribe to us here. Please give us a subscribe, a like, comment down below. You can follow us on Facebook as well at facebook.elsenerds.com. And you can find us here at elsenerds.com. We'll see you tomorrow for the for What Else Is On, our TV show show about all the TV movies that usually come here in America. So I will see you then. Bye.